Best practices in the micro-private equity sector. The private equity sector has long been an integral part of the global financial landscape, fueling entrepreneurship and economic growth. Traditionally, private equity firms have focused on large-scale investments in established companies. However, in recent years, a new trend has emerged: micro-private equity. This subsector is characterized by smaller investments in early-stage or smaller companies, often with the aim of nurturing their growth. In this essay, we will explore the best practices in the micro-private equity sector, emphasizing the strategies and principles that have proven successful for investors, entrepreneurs, and the broader economy. Understanding micro-private equity. Micro-private equity, often referred to as micro-pay or micro-buyouts, is a subset of the private equity industry that focuses on making investments in smaller companies with lower enterprise values compared to traditional private equity targets. While there is no strict definition of what constitutes a micro-pay deal, it generally involves investments in companies with an enterprise value of less than $50 million, though this threshold can vary. A key characteristics of micro-private equity. Smaller investments. Micro-pay investors typically make smaller equity investments, often in the range of $1 million to $10 million, in contrast to the tens or hundreds of millions associated with traditional private equity deals. Hands-on approach. Micro-pay investors tend to take a more hands-on approach in the management and operation of portfolio companies, often working closely with entrepreneurs to implement growth strategies. Focus on growth. Unlike traditional private equity, which may prioritize cost-cutting and operational efficiency in established companies, micro-pay investors focus on driving revenue growth and expanding market share. Longer investment horizon. Micro-pay investors often have a longer investment horizon, allowing them to support companies over an extended period, nurturing their development. 2 best practices in micro-private equity. Successful micro-private equity investments are not solely reliant on luck or serendipity. Instead, they are underpinned by a set of best practices and principles that investors, entrepreneurs, and stakeholders should consider. A thorough due diligence. Rigorous assessment. Micro-pay investors must conduct comprehensive due diligence to evaluate the target company's financial health, competitive positioning, market dynamics, and growth potential. This diligence should be proportionate to the size of the investment. Experienced teams. Assemble a team with expertise in the industry and the ability to uncover hidden opportunities and risks that may not be apparent on the surface. Alignment of interests. Ensure alignment of interests between the investor and the entrepreneur, as well as other stakeholders, to prevent conflicts of interest down the road. B. Strategic value addition. Value creation plan. Develop a clear value creation plan that outlines the specific strategies and initiatives to drive growth, whether through product development, market expansion, operational improvements, or other means. Active engagement. Micro-pay investors should actively engage with portfolio company management to support the execution of the value creation plan, leveraging their expertise and resources to accelerate growth. Long-term vision. Adopt a long-term perspective, recognizing that building sustainable value may take several years and require patience and commitment. C. Risk mitigation. Diversification. Diversify the micro-pay portfolio to spread risk across different industries and market segments, reducing vulnerability to sector-specific challenges. Contingency planning. Develop contingency plans for unexpected challenges, such as economic downturns or disruptions, to ensure the resilience of portfolio companies. Legal and regulatory compliance. stay updated on relevant laws and regulations to mitigate legal risks, and ensure that portfolio companies adhere to all compliance requirements. D-financing strategies. Flexible capital structures. Structure investments with flexible capital arrangements that match the specific needs of portfolio companies, whether through equity, debt, or hybrid financing. Growth capital. Provide access to growth capital when needed, allowing companies to scale operations and pursue strategic initiatives without constraints. Exit planning. Develop a clear exit strategy that aligns with the investment timeline and objectives, whether through a sale to a strategic buyer, secondary sale, or public offering. 3 case studies: successful micro-private equity investments. To illustrate the effectiveness of best practices in micro-private equity, let's examine 2 case studies of successful micro-pay investments. A case study 1, a micro-pay firm, invested $5 million in a software startup with innovative cybersecurity solutions. The firm's thorough due diligence identified a promising product and a capable management team, but also revealed that the company lacked the resources to scale. Leveraging its industry expertise, actively engaged with the startup, providing strategic guidance, access to networks, and additional growth capital. Over the next 5 years, the startup achieved substantial revenue growth and market penetration. Acme Technologies successfully exited the investment through a secondary sale to a larger technology company, generating a significant return for its investors. The hands-on approach, strategic value addition, and long-term vision of the micro-pay firm were key factors in this successful investment. B case study 2, manufacturing. XYZ, a micro-pay investor focused on industrial companies, acquired a small manufacturing business with an aging production facility. The firm recognized the company's potential but also identified operational inefficiencies that were hindering growth. XYZ implemented a value creation plan that involved upgrading equipment, optimizing processes, and expanding the product line. Over a period of 7 years, the company experienced steady growth and improved profitability. XYZ decided to exit the investment through a sale to a strategic buyer who valued the company's expanded product portfolio and improved operational efficiency. This case highlights the importance of active engagement, risk mitigation through operational improvements, and a well-executed exit strategy in micro-pay investments. 4 challenges and risks. While micro-private equity offers numerous advantages, it is not without its challenges and risks. Investors and entrepreneurs must be aware of these potential pitfalls and take proactive measures to mitigate them. A liquidity risk. Micro-pay investments often have longer investment horizons, leading to illiquidity. Investors should plan for extended holding periods and consider potential exit scenarios. B. Operational challenges. Smaller companies may lack the resources and infrastructure to address operational challenges effectively. Micro-pay investors must be prepared to provide the necessary support and resources. C. Market volatility. Economic downturns and market fluctuations can affect the performance of portfolio companies. Diversification and risk management strategies are essential to mitigate these external factors. D. Regulatory compliance. Micro-pay investors must stay informed about changing regulations, which can impact portfolio companies and investment strategies. E. Exit uncertainty. Successfully exiting micro-pay investments can be challenging due to market conditions and buyer interest. A well-thought-out exit strategy is crucial. V. Conclusion. Micro-private equity represents an exciting and dynamic segment of the private equity industry. It offers a unique opportunity to invest in smaller companies with significant growth potential and contribute to their success through active engagement and strategic value addition. By following best practices such as thorough due diligence, strategic planning, risk mitigation, and flexible financing, investors in the micro-pay sector can increase their chances of success while fostering entrepreneurship and economic growth. However, it is crucial to acknowledge the challenges and risks associated with micro-pay investments and take proactive steps to address them. With the right approach, micro-private equity has the potential to deliver attractive returns, drive innovation, and support the growth of small and medium-sized enterprises, ultimately benefiting investors, entrepreneurs, and the broader economy.